Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the Cancer Collective in late March 2025? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer, gang. What's happening? My guides, what are the vibes? What are the energies? Okay, I feel like I saw this for the Capricorn reading. It was either Capricorn or Virgo, and this card is not a common one. It doesn't always show up. There's a lot of spiritual undertones to it, a little bit of mystery happening. As you can see, it's pretty complex with its possible meanings, but I do think it's usually good. It's just subtle. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this individual there. He's blindfolded, and it seems like he's searching through these different emblems of spirituality. So of course, when I see it, I'm like, all right, there's a really positive underflow of subtle spiritual energy. Now for the Cancers out there, it might be a great time to either learn new things about spirituality, practice a form of spirituality or ritual of some sort. This is really great for that type of stuff. But everyone knows the Cancer Collective is very in tune with these subtle vibes. That's a big thing, especially with this person blindfolded here. He's not looking at the material world. He's paying attention to the subtler, unseen types of things. So just know your intuition could be heightened in this time. This could be an energy just saying, oh, there's certain things that are going to pop up that you don't quite see coming. I mean, such is life, right? It happens from time to time. But normally when I see this card, I think it's really positive, especially the spiritual undertones. But it does have those mysterious vibes to it as well. And sometimes it does give me like Hierophant types of energy. So that's just a little one-off for you. But we're just going to leave him over there. He could keep on his spiritual journey. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card there doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cancerians. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, because it was a bit of a doozy, right? And you could tell with the title of it, it was a big mistake. Now, that didn't necessarily mean that you were about to make one. It could have just been someone you're connected to feeling like they had messed up, did the wrong thing, wishing they could take something back. There was a little bit of regret showing up. I mean, I saw that for another sign this week, but that's what was the vibe last week. So hopefully that didn't come to fruition for most of you. But as you know, energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, so just be cautious. But yeah, we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer. What's happening in late March? It's Aries season. What's happening here for Cancer? Thank you. Whoa, okay. So we're starting with the Tower. So, you know, I always say not every tower is a bad tower, so we're not going to get all freaked out by this. It's just very intense, right? It's a very strong, powerful energy. It makes sense with what we were seeing last week. So it could be a little volatile. Let's see what surrounds it, though. We're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's get a couple more. I mean, it's just very intense. Thank you. Okay, so it might be really good, because we have the 6 of Wands right next to it, or like after the Tower. Like this really good energy just feels very refreshing initially. Let's get one more out here. What do we got for Cancer, please? What do we got? Thank you. I mean, listen, we're looking okay. We have the 2 of Pentacles. Believe it or not, we are looking okay when we have this Tower here. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So yeah, at first look, first glance, this could possibly be a mixed bag type of reading for some of you. You know, I always look at the elements first, and we have a lot of different intense type of energies going on this week. But yeah, looking over here, of course, we have the Tower. which is technically water energy because that does connect to Scorpio. So that is of your element. But as you can see there, it looks very fiery. It's like fire and brimstone. We have the Six of Wands, which is also fire. And the good thing with these energies, they're very intense, right? It's like that internal combustion engine within us that like push us forward. It's passion, it's desire, but it could be unpredictable, like we were seeing like the last couple of weeks. So with the Tower, Six of Wands, even that first Oracle card we had that's blindfolded, there's a little bit of unpredictability here, but I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing. And yeah, we do have Earth on the back end, which seems to ground it down. So it's like we have total opposites. We have like a upheaval, shocking type of energy, but then we also have a chill type of vibe on the back end. So let's go through and build this out piece by piece, because I have a feeling we have a lot to uncover. But position number one, we are starting with the Tower. I'm sure any of you out there that if you watch tarot, you've seen these a time or two. It's nothing to get too nervous about. I always say, I mean, it could be a good tower, it could be a rough one. It's just the energy of shock. So it's something that could catch you by surprise, something that pops up out of nowhere. It could be anything. Now, often this could also represent endings. It could represent hitting the reset button on something where it's like, okay, let's start with a clean slate. Let's try this again. That's a vibe that could be here. Normally, this card could show up if there's issues, if it's not just a shocking situation or just something that comes out of the blue. It's like, all right, we need to rebuild the foundation, so we need to start something over. But like I mentioned, this could be a really good tower, especially with the energies that we have coming up next to us. But it's just super intense. That's the big thing. So we'll look into this further. That could be a big chunk of this. And as I already mentioned, it's the total opposite to what we have going on back here. So we'll judge that tower by the things around it. And then, yeah, for some of you, if you have Scorpio placements, if you're connected to Scorpio, then even better. But moving to the center, we have the Six of Wands, one of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck. And we see this individual there. It looks like he's marching in a parade. He has his laurels, getting a lot of attention. To me, this is a card of complete and total victory. It's a card of wins, things going your way. It's a card of recognition, getting the recognition for the things that you've done. So it's like, all right, job well done. It could also be getting attention. So just knowing this time for a lot of Cancerians, you might be under the microscope a little more so than normal. So whether it's people you're connected to, whether it's work, it's like eyes on you for one reason or another, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. So again, this is a card of victory and things going your way. So now's a great time to get recognition. But a challenge with the Six of Wands is that it can also be an egotistical type of card. So if you're connected to any people that have a heightened ego, you might be like oil and water in this time. I would say maybe keep a distance from any egotistical individuals. It's a card that says be confident, but not cocky, if that makes sense. That's a big vibe with this card. And I'm not calling anyone out, no judgments here, but I'm just trying to give everyone a full picture of what all the cards mean. Now, moving to the back end, we have another card that, although it looks very simple, there's a lot of undertones to it. We see the Two of Pentacles. This individual, he's juggling the cards. Now, normally, as with all twos, it could represent decisions, choices, partnerships. Do I go left? Do I go right? This one is one of the cards of harmony. Notice he's somewhat balancing these. There's a universal symbol around it. So when we see this type of energy, I'm like, all right, this is chill. This is pretty cool. So the complete and total opposite of what's going on with the Tower in the front. So for some Cancers, yeah, maybe the week is just going to be a little mixed. Maybe you're going to have some really great stuff happening. We might have some uncomfortable things. That's very possible. Now, aside from the harmony of this card and chill type of vibe that we pick up, sometimes it shows up when you're extra busy. So because the person is juggling a lot of things, so whether you're juggling a lot of emotions or you have a lot of things on your to-do list, when I see the Two of Pentacles, it's busy, busy, busy. So it's like we have this intense energy throughout, but I'm liking it, especially because after the Tower, there's a lot of clear skies. So even if this is a rough tower, it's like after the Tower, we have clear skies ahead. So I want to dive deeper on all the Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What's happening for Cancer in late March? What's the energy? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Tower. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Tower in the mix, please? What's going on here? Thank you. I mean, I don't know. This must be one of the best towers I've seen in a very, very long time because this card popped out almost immediately with like 2 shuffles. We have the Nine of Cups in the upright. A beautiful card, a wish fulfillment. It's very welcoming. Now, there are some cautions there about overindulging in things. So I would say if any of you like just watch overindulging, watch any habits or things like that in this time. That's the only warning I could give when I see the tower in the Nine of Cups. But it is a card of wish fulfillment. So when I see it, it's like, whoa, where did this come from? It could be a shocking win, a shocking victory where it's just like out of nowhere. So it could be something that you either completely don't know it's coming yet, or it could be something where it's like you manifested it, you forgot about it. But here it is. Hello. It's giving me one of those vibes. Now, aside from the wish fulfillment, the Nine of Cups is fantastic. Again, it's friendly, it's welcoming, it's an open type of energy. So there could be certain situations or possibilities where it's like, oh, I'm surprised I'm open to this. Or like, oh yeah, all right, cool. I'll entertain that for whatever reason. So I think it's great, honestly, especially with all the other cards that are surrounding. Now, we still do have a lot to go, but I'm going to say in this case, Cancer, I feel like this is a very positive tower. So you could have a lot of various shocking victories coming in. Now, I always say victories come in all different shapes and sizes, right? It could be personal relationships, it could be work, it could be business, you name it. But I feel like there's a lot of potential in the air, and I feel like this is claimable. Okay? If this is a change, if this is an upheaval, even if it's uncomfortable right now, the way it shakes out. Remember, it's like, yeah, we have the clouds, we have the storm, but everything emanating off of this tower seems to be good so far. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's keep moving over to the Six of Wands because so far this tower is surrounded by all good. But let's go in on that Six of Wands, see what's happening there. I really want to get to that Two of Pentacles now, too, because that's the opposite. I'm going to see if we have a yin-yang thing going on here. But why is the Six of Wands in the mix? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think this is really awesome. Yeah, we might see the yin yang type of energy going on here. Now, the Knight of Wands is a card of action. It's a card of movement. If you're connected to a fire sign, this could represent them showing up here. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And the Knight of Wands is about action. It's also fiery. It's also intense. So it's like one thing after another. It's like boom, boom, good, good. So again, after this tower, it's like blue skies are ahead. So I feel like this reading is super, super claimable. Now, the only thing I will mention here that might be uncomfortable is things might intensify so quick that you feel a little shaky, like, oh, all right, is this really happening? Is this really a thing? There might be a little skepticism on your end because with this tower and then all this fiery energy, it's like this is happening really, really fast. This is intensifying really, really quick. Again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. I know Cancers are cardinal signs. You're all about taking action when necessary and doing what you need to do. But yeah, the Six of Wands with the Knight of Wands, it's like, yeah, full steam ahead. Let's go. It's like double wins. It's like boom, boom, 2 in a row. So I think it's really great. For a lot of you, if you've been feeling a little down recently, you might start feeling revitalized. You might start feeling like you're getting your energy back or you're getting your groove back in some way. So I feel like this is great. I'm loving your reading. So far, I think the Cancer reading might be my favorite of the zodiac this week. So let's keep moving over to the Two of Pentacles. And yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of different situations you're going through, but with the potential energy I'm seeing here, it just looks fabulous. But let's go in on that Two of Pentacles. See if we get any drawbacks at all. So why is that Two of Pentacles here for my Cancerians, please? What's going on there? What's that Two of Pentacles here? Thank you. Okay. All right, so we do have the Hermit here showing up on the back end, which does give a little balance to what we were seeing in the major part of the reading, because it does feel like a drawback, but not a bad one. And I'm going to explain why. All this intensity here on the front end, and I always speak about the ebbs and flows of life, like the stops, the goes, the hot, the cold, the win, the loss. There will always be a drawback at some point. And when I see the Two of Pentacles with the Hermit, that is an energy pulling back and retracting. So it's like we have so much intensity and then things get really quiet out of nowhere, which also could be a little uncomfortable for some of you. So it's like busy, busy, lots of stuff. Things are going on, things are happening, and then boom, it's a little too quiet for one reason or another. I don't know why that's coming through intuitively, but the Hermit, this connects to Virgo. If you're connected to a Virgo, that's fine. Two of Pentacles with Virgo. If you feel like you need some quiet time, alone time, self-love, self-care time, that is not a bad idea. If you need a minute, even if these energies are good, even if these energies are intense, make sure you take the time to collect yourself, right? Like when I see the Two of Pentacles with the Hermit, it's like, all right, I just need to take a quick little step back here. So for some of you, there might be situations like that where it's like, all right, well, don't rush it. Don't get overwhelmed. Take a breath if you need it. Like, don't feel like you need to ride this wave. If you feel like you need to take it down a notch, take it down a notch. Now, one thing with the Hermit, it could sometimes represent communication issues. There is a little bit of isolation with this card on the back end. So it's like so much is going on, but there's nothing on this front. So for some Cancers out there, there could be a lot happening in one area of life, but the other one is crickets. That could be the case. Or the other one is just as is. I don't feel like it's bad, though. I feel overall this is a very claimable energy. Just make sure you have some you time as well. Do things that you enjoy. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. Listen, love your reading this week. Like I mentioned, it's my favorite one of the zodiac so far. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we're starting with a bang. We're starting with a boom. We're starting with 2, actually. But we have the Tower and the 9 of Cups in the upright. Beautiful. So again, this could be a shocking winner victory, one that just pops in, whether it's something you totally don't see coming, or whether it's one where it's like you manifested it, forgot about it, then here it comes. It's like something that resurfaces, but it's beautiful. Moving to the center, we have the 6 of Wands with the 9 of Wands. Beautiful. Knight, not 9. The Knight of Wands is an energy of action and movement. I really like this energy because it's full steam ahead. And this could be multiple wins and victories here. I did also say, watch out, the eyes might be on you, even if that makes you feel a little uncomfortable, because there's attention here in the center. Moving to the back end, we do get the counterbalance where this energy's popping off over here. The 2 of Pentacles and the Hermit, not so much. So there could be one area of your life where it's like fireworks, tons of stuff happening. Then another area where it might just be quiet, it might be business as usual. That could be very possible. I also said if there is some sort of energetic intensity, have some you time or me time, like self-care. Very important here on the back end. So please take a screenshot if you want to look at that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. So let's get a good shuffle here for my Cancerians. What's happening in the shadows, please? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going. What do we got for Cancer, please? Okay, quick. Very, very quick. Okay, 6 of Pentacles. This is an open energy, and I do feel like it's good here. I always say the 6 of Pentacles is fair. It's charitable. Something could be made right in the short term too, especially with this in the shadows. It's like, all right, well, something's going to start coming into balance. Could it be tying into all this stuff we saw happening in the reading? Sure. Could it be something totally different? Absolutely. But to me, I think of fairness, balance, equality. But a big thing here is giving, being open to certain things. So this could be a little message from Spirit saying like, all right, Cancer, you got these powerful energies coming towards you. You need to be open to it, to receive it. So for some of you, there might be a situation or something where you just need to be open to the possibility to actually receive what's coming your way. Because I do link this to gift giving as well. Okay, so I think it's good. Doesn't feel imbalanced to me. But we're just going to put it down right there, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The March subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little glimpse into whatever situations you're dealing with, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March schedule is up and live. But for the March subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where in this beautiful big world are you from? I'll go first. I'm from New Jersey. And you could just put it down in the comments and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.